Hello and welcome back to Iclone 3D, where we discuss tips, tricks and tutorials for the latest animation softwares. And today I've got a very quick tutorial about how to effectively use the popcorn effects. Just before I get into that, I wanted to say, guys, massive thank you for 100 subscribers. You know, I didn't think we'd hit 100 subs. I kind of, really done this channel so I can look back and kind of remember what I've learned along the way. And, I didn't really think it would be getting a massive reception like it has. So I just want to say a massive thank you for 100 subs. Really can't thank you enough. So, really appreciate that. And I will do a giveaway soon to say a massive thank you. So without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So with the popcorn effects, if you go down to your library and your content packs, you can see you've got Popcorn Effects Library 40 and you've got the Learning Samples. We'll check out the Popcorn Effects 40 library for now. So if you go into that library, you can see a lot of different presets in here. I think you've got about 20 different presets. We'll just drag and drop that one on. Now, if you hit play, you'll see that nothing really amazing happens. A lot of people may try and, drag the effect on the character and hit play to get the effects, but it doesn't really kind of resonate over the whole body. The way to use these effects and to actually get a really cool looking effect going on is to go up here in your modify tab, click on the popcorn effects, and then what you can do is down here you've got the sampler list and you've got the sampler mesh. So we're going to look at the sampler mesh. You can actually click on the picker tool and you can then click on your character, or you can click on any prop you've got in the scene, and that will attach to that character. Now, if we hit play, you'll see that effect then take shape over the whole character's body. Really cool effect. And another thing that we can do with these effects is we can actually come down here into the attribute section and we can mess about with these little sliders, and that will just give us an overall different look and a different feel of that effect. So if you just, you just play around with it and kind of you can get a different look depending on what you're going for. So now you can see, the blue's a lot more predominant, the flame effect around the body is a lot more stronger, and that's just one of the cool ways to use these effects. Now, I will note that it's not on every single effect you can actually sample those effects to the body. So as you see here, with this effect, there is no picker tool, there is no option to attach that to the body. So not all of the effects can attach to the body. With this effect here, you then, can position it, and you will get kind of a cool effect, which is quite predominant. So, that's one of the ways to use these effects. And another cool effect that they've got in there that, takes a bit of fiddling to use, because at first you don't really kind of know how to use it. So the way to use this effect is you want to come down here in your timeline or to your scroller bar over here and just drag it a little to the right along the timeline, and then go on your effect here and just drag that to where you want it to end up in an end position. So we'll just put it up there in the top right corner, and then if you go back and hit play, you'll then see that effect start to take shape. Now, if you want to get that long tail, as you can see in the image here, what you want to do, very simple, just come down here into your timeline, and on your meteor, you just click on this on the little slider bar here, or your little toggle bar, and you just drag that more to the left, and that will just speed that clip up. That will speed that effect up. Now, as you can see, you'll get more of the tail when you play that back. And if it's slower, you'll get less of that tail when you play it back. So that's just the cool way to use these effects. Really cool. Really cool effects, and you can you can continue the life cycle, the journey of the meteor by dragging it down, and you can keyframe it into different kind of positions within that scene, and really cool effect, really cool way that you can use it to get some really cool things going on in the scene. Just play that back for you. So yeah, that's kind of one of the ways to use that effect, and that'll be the same for the ice ball. It'd be the same thing. You just kind of drag it around in your timeline and make sure you give yourself some space on the timeline, and then that will copy and key in all them motions that you've set. Another cool effect is the lightning attack effect. If we just drag and drop that in the scene. Now, that will usually collide off of any objects you've got in the scene. You do have to set the physics on this. So if you click on your object, you would have to set the physics for it to kind of bounce off the objects. If I press play here, You know, it already kind of bounces off of characters without setting the physics, as you can see there. But say we wanted to make that bounce off of a statue or, you know, a car, for example. What we'll do is we'll just create a quick shape. So we've got our box here. Now what we'll see is if we hit play, go back to the beginning. Okay, so if you ever do this and kind of, you know, start adding unwanted animation, a quick way to change that or to get rid of that is just to click on your object, right click and remove object animation. That will then remove the object animation in the scene that you've set. So just bear with me while I do that, and then you'll see they'll stop moving now, so that will be perfectly in place. So if I hit play, you'll see that nothing happens. Now, in order to get that lightning effect to bounce off of the object in front of us, the box, because you can see it's still hitting our character. For some reason, you don't need to set the physics on character evaders. But if you wanted that to affect the box, what you'd want to do is go up here into your physics. You'd want to activate your physics, and then you want to go to create and create a physics plane. Now that will ensure your box doesn't fall through the ground. Now when I hit play, you'll start to see the lightning now will impact off of that box, and you'll get a really cool effect. So, you know, really great way to, you know, get lightning in your scene. Maybe if you wanted to do a scene where there's, you know, a thunderstorm, you can have the lightning strike a tree or, you know, strike a car, and it will give a really, really cool effect. As you can see here, that is now striking off of that object. So really hope that helps. And yeah, some of these other effects, you know, really simple, you know, just drag and drop, hit play, and, you know, they begin to give you some really cool motions. And you can do that with all of these effects, and some of them, like I say, you can come up here into the effects tab and they will allow you to attach them to the character if the option's available. So yeah, guys, really hope that helps. It was just a really quick tutorial. You know, there is kind of a lot more to cover in terms of the popcorn effects, but I was just kind of trying to give you a really quick, really simple, really basic introduction to how to use them, and, you know, some of the cool things you can do with them. So really hope that helps. Really hope that kind of, you know, gives you some creative juices and allows you to go out and get as creative as you can. You know, sky's the limits, and hopefully see you again for another tutorial.